Today we're going to be playing a little bit of 5-color control. Now I got to give a huge shout out prior to this video starting to my Discord community for this one, because we had a gentleman named Will who had mentioned in the Discord that the Teferi mixed with Timeless Lotus is absolutely busted. And I have to agree with him, because we have the Timeless Lotus, which is a 5-mana artifact that comes down tapped and gives us access to 5 additional lands, essentially doubling your mana in a single turn. Well, if you have Teferi down on the battlefield a turn prior, you can untap it immediately, gaining access to that mana right away, which is really insane. I went ahead and took a step further and added in Joda's Codex to this deck, and that's going to be another 5-mana artifact that comes in and allows us to tap and pay 5 to draw a card, but it has domain attached to it, which means we can get this thing for essentially free, just tapping this down, drawing a card, having Teferi untap it, and now drawing us 2 extra cards per turn, making some really great card advantage for us in this deck. We have some other really great control cards along the way with some domain attached to them, things like Drag to the Bottom and Leyline Binding. But our win con is going to be Kami War, and we did splash in a little bit of Alchemy's Gambit in this to, you know, take a couple extra turns, because why not? But it's a really fun deck. Some great shenanigans are ahead of you guys here in the gameplay footage, so we're going to jump right into it. But before I do so, there's going to be a full deck breakdown at the end of today's video, so stick around for that. And in the meantime, there's a link in the description below for the full deck list. And if you guys enjoy content just like this, if you wouldn't mind giving the video a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, it helps a lot, and it's a free way to help grow and support the channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. With that being said, guys, enjoy today's gameplay footage. We'll see you back here at the end. Till then, peace. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we have a 5-colored control deck for you. I'm not a big fan of 5-color usually, but there is something that I really am interested in trying here today, and it's going to be the Teferi mixed with things like the Codex as well as the Lotus. Both of these things are very, very powerful things to be doing. With Teferi, obviously being able to untap those and giving us somewhat of unlimited card draw, as well as some sort of you know, unlimited mana. It's pretty silly. I've already played this deck a couple of times and we've had a ton of success with it, so I'm hoping we can showcase some good stuff for you today. All right, we're gonna drop this down. This gets our Leyline Binding down to a 1. Let's see what this thing does exactly. Whenever cast a creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on this. Whenever it dies, distribute 1/1 counters among any creatures you control. All right. Let's go ahead and syncopate this. I think slowing our opponent down is the best thing we could probably be doing right now. All right, and then what we're going to be doing next, oh, we get a Codex. Okay, so we're actually going to be able to showcase a lot of what this deck can do pretty early here, I think. Let's get the Teferi down. Teferi is going to plus. And we'll be seeing you. Let's just hope they don't have another haste creature, and from there we're good to go, because the Teferi can then, you know, plus again and take care of the Codex on tapping. It's gonna be good stuff, man. As long as I can find a sweeper, we're gonna be really, really good. Magic is easy, ladies and gentlemen. Magic is easy. Okay, well, not gonna be able to Codex this turn, but this is still very, very powerful, and I can go ahead and minus this to find another card, so that works out pretty nicely. Another one is actually seems like a really good idea. Okay, we're off to a very fantastic start. I'm very happy with this right now. Very happy. Opponent is now down to 4 cards in hand, and I can also minus Teferi and do the exact same thing again. Drag to the bottom, really setting our opponent back here. But they just play 1 spell, and it's a creature. Do we want to focus the Teferi and Codex combination, or do we want to go for the drag? I don't think I want to go for the drag here. I think I'm going to go with the Codex just to kind of showcase it for you guys. We could probably do a lot better, honestly, with the drag maybe, but I'm going to go ahead and Codex just to show you guys exactly what I mean by what we can do with it. So we just, you know, draw a card as you see here. We're going to do one of these. We draw another card. Hopefully hitting a Leyline Binding. That'd be fantastic. But no Leyline Binding, which means we're going to play our tap land out. Say go. And hopefully get more value out of the next drag that we drop here. They do attack Teferi, which is totally understandable. Any more creatures, though? Nice. The more the merrier. The more the merrier. Now if I go here, I untap a land. I can drag with... Yeah, perfect. All right, so we drop a Teferi. We activate the ability here. We untap a couple of things here. We go here, here, and here. We drag it out. Boom, boom. See you later. Dude, this is just, I mean, can you ask for a more perfect sequencing, man? Like, this is just working out so well for us right now. And but now we're out of sweepers in hand. Probably not going to draw another one for a while because we you know, we only have 3 in the deck, so highly unlikely we could draw another one. But we do have Kami War, which is one of our finishing spells here, so very happy we have that in hand. Beseiju on the ley line, giving me the ability to, you know, keep drawing cards. That's kind of interesting. Don't really care, huh? You don't really care about us drawing cards. I see. All right, we'll be seeing ya. And we just reset the codex. You know, go again. Let's get this in there. Drop an extra land this turn. Why not? You know, gain 3 life next turn. We're already up to 25 life total, and we're drawing 3 cards a turn essentially. And Teferi's about to alt, and this goes back to your hand. Sorry about that. Go ahead and discard a card for me while you're at it. Yeah, this is getting very ugly for the opponent at the moment. Let's go here. Boom, boom. And I'm just moving pretty quickly here, honestly, because I just don't want my opponent to concede. I kind of want to see how far I can take this, to be honest. Let's drop another codex. Beautiful. Pass the turn, and then we'll just go ahead and cycle this away. All right, opponent's down to 1 Llanowar, and then we're gonna alt Teferi on this next go around, which is fantastic. Imagine being able to untap all of these lands every turn. That's crazy. All right, here we go. We're about to find out what that's gonna be like, and we draw into a Gambit. Oh, brother. I feel kind of bad for them right now. Let's get the emblem. Oh my gosh, this is how you kick off a video, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you kick off a video. 4, 5, 6. I don't have enough to do the alt or the extra turn. Bit of a bummer. Oh, but we get the Lotus. We get the Lotus. We untap everything, by the way. Oh my goodness. Let it resolve. I know I can counter it. I know I can kill it. We're gonna let it resolve just so our opponent here you know, thinks they might have a chance. I want to play the extra turn just to be extra mean. Extra mean. Go ahead and discard it. All right, attack into our opponent here. They're gonna have to give me a card from my graveyard. I'm very, very happy with our opponent for allowing us to go this far. We've went well beyond what we plan to do. So this is really, really nice of them to let us continue this jankiness. And then we take an extra turn. There's the scoop. GG's. Oh my goodness, man. That was what we call pure satisfaction, pure domination. Let's go. All right, well, I don't think anything's gonna beat that. I just don't think anything's gonna beat that, but we can try. We can try our best. We'll see. We'll see. Oh man, that was amazing, man. Being able to add that extra turn at the end too was just a little icing on the cake. Super glad we were able to hit that. Opening hand here is pretty interesting. We had the Timeless Lotus into the Kami War, which is fantastic. We'll keep it. We'll see what we can do with it. Might get a little tricky. We'll see. Love that we hit another land off the top there. That makes things a little bit easier to navigate. I just don't like having 2 Kami Wars in hand. This might have been a mistake to keep this, but we're gonna try our best to, you know, get through this together. All right, we dropped this for red. No, green. Almost screwed that up. All right, we go green. We drop down the Journeys. We get the Xander Lounge in. Perfect. We gain 3 life next turn, which is great. We're up against Shrines, though. It's either Shrines or some sort of green deck that just happens to run the green Shrine. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay 1. If you do put a 1/1 counter on target shrine for each shrine you control. Oh, wow. They have no idea how much that actually helps me. That's crazy that they just gave me that. Okay. I think this one's a little more helpful. That's crazy. They just gave me a Timeless Lotus on turn 3. Sheesh. Okay. Timeless Lotus it is. Here we go. Auto pay. They're gonna wish that they blew this up instead. We are about to have 10 mana, my friend, and you only have 1 creature on the board right now, which is so bad for you. You know, if we can't find drag to the bottom and they get a little more aggressive and go a little wider, we're gonna be in a lot of trouble. But as of right now, they're just, you know, they're just playing a couple of things. Nothing too crazy threatening right now. Teferi, Teferi, Teferi. Oh, brother. Yeah, let's do it. Let's play some Teferi action here. Plus the Teferi, unlock the Lotus again, tap you down. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, huh? All right, Kami War. We'll be seeing ya. We'll be seeing ya. My goodness. No matter what they play this next turn, it's getting bounced back to their hand and they're discarding 2 cards. That's crazy. Bruh. Oh my god, that's so wild. That worked out so well. They were a little too slow. If they had gone a little quicker and if they were like more of a traditional mono green, they would have been in pretty good shape because we didn't have any sweepers in hand. This Beseiju, worst mistake they could have made. They didn't know that, but man, if they would have saved it for something like this or this, but they got a little too greedy with it. But on to the next. All right, I mean, 5 colors, man. Again, I'm not a traditional fan of 5 colors, but man, this one's got me. This one's got me gripped. This one's got me gripped. I think the whole Teferi on tapping Lotus there and just the sheer nonsense of Codex. Oh man. Shout out to my Discord as well, man. Shout out to the members of my Discord, constantly posting deck ideas there and just, you know, sharing their what they're doing, man. It just helps a lot with my own creativity and giving me ideas and stuff like that. So appreciate my peeps for that. Love the drag to the bottom here. It looks like it's gonna be Naya, which means probably gonna be creatures. No, it's not Naya. It's probably 5 colors, huh? So we have green. We need blue. We're trying to get the drag to the bottom completely maxed out here. There we go. Perfect. All right, so now we need another black source though in order to cast it. Also Teferi though gets to come down next turn, which if it comes down and is unanswered, we follow it with a Timeless Lotus, and from there we have infinite mana, so anything we top deck would be money. Oh, let's go. That's huge, man. That's so huge. All right, we're gonna go ahead and just minus Teferi just in case Teferi does die here off of some sort of removal spell. At least we get some value out of it. Joint Exploration, a card that actually made my initial cut of this deck, but ended up dropping it. Just didn't. I like the many journeys much better. I think it worked out a little bit better, to be honest. All right, Teferi is gonna minus, get us hopefully a pretty juicy card here. I guess the land, honestly. I don't need another many journeys. I think that's a one and done kind of a card. Now we got to make sure we play this correctly here, because I have been known to screw stuff up like this before, where I don't play out the right card or the right land, I should say. Timeless Lotus or Codex. What do we drop here? Lotus. I think Lotus is the call. Let's get the Lotus down. See what opponent wants to do with that. Would have been nice to have the Teferi still, but they had some removal for it, so it can't be too upset about it. I mean, it was bound to happen. All right, so we have so much mana to work with here, so we can actually kill this and gain so much life. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total life gain. and it opens the lane for an attack, so let's do it. I know we lose out on the Codex for this turn, but I want to make sure we max out the life gain here, so let's do it like so. 29 to 17 feels pretty good. Leyline Binding, absolutely. Are you taking the Lotus? So I'm glad we got the value out of that before it went. All right, Xander's Lounge, not bad, not bad. I can go ahead and cycle these two away. I don't think we need any more lands, to be honest. Would like another Teferi though. That would be fun. My own Leyline Binding too would take theirs, would be kind of nice. Burn down the house. That'll work. That'll work. Kami War. Now, whatever they bring down next turn, I'm bouncing, so they got to keep that in mind when making their next move here. So much mana now, though. My goodness, the mana is crazy right now. Lotus is back on the field, and all they have is little devils for me, man. They're in trouble. They're in a lot of trouble. We bounce one of these suckers back to their Oblivion, and then they discard one of their 2 cards. All right, Codex up. I don't like that. That tells me that they might be trying to reanimate, but I got a Syncopate off the top there, which is so clutch. So clutch. All right, let's pass the turn. We have 26 life, so I can take, you know, multiple shots from these devils. I don't really care, to be honest. And that's going to be a Syncopate target, that's for sure. We'll be seeing you. We will be seeing you. Now, Syncopate works really well in this deck because Syncopate allows us to put as much mana as we want into it, which obviously plays really well with what we're trying to do. All right, we're gonna go ahead and activate. Dude, if we get an extra turn off the top, that'd be so lit. Every day we lit. That's not bad either, though. Yeah, the odds of them being able to answer 2 of these, pretty slim. Pretty slim. Leyline Binding, like that. Instant speed answers. We love those. We love those. That's only creature or planeswalker from my hand gets discarded, right? So they might be skipping ahead, if I'm being honest, because they should know I don't have a creature or planeswalker in hand. Well, actually, Teferi could be in my hand. Yep, that works. Okay, so that means, though, that they're going to bring that in. Tough. That's going to make me discard half my hand. Not the end of the world, though. Not the end of the world. All right. Oh, come on now. Let's go. Let's go, dude. Oh, man. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. A third Kami War off the top of our deck. Rip opponent, man. Rip opponent. I wonder what sort of cards they would have been giving me back to after that. That's a good card to find off the top of their deck, though. Yeah, there's just absolute bangers in my deck here. They probably would have gave me the many journeys, but holy cow, absolute beatdown. These games have been absolutely fantastic so far. I have a feeling we're gonna drop one here sooner or later because this deck's by no means perfect. I definitely think it needs another sweeper. A 4th drag below would be really, or drags at the bottom would be really nice. But I had to make that cut for a 27th land because I was playing this deck a little bit and it was kind of going back and forth, and a lot of the issues we were running into was the fact that we're missing land drops, believe it or not, with 26 lands, and so had to add a 27th just so I could continue the ramping process because we have, you know, the many journeys. So I figured cutting out 1 drag to the bottom was the play, but who knows, might end up biting me in the butt later. We'll see. We shall see. I do have a Syncopate here, which is good. This is a 3/2 though, pretty messed up. A 3/3. Vigilance let me read this real quick. As it enters the battlefield, look at an opponent's hand, choose any card name, spell cost 2 more to cast. Yeah, that's gonna make my drag below more expensive. Let's just do this for 1. Slow him down here a little bit. Can't have it. Can't have it, my friend. Teferi seems fun, but it's gonna die, right? I mean, well, maybe not. Maybe we just plus it and then hope to get lucky. This is definitely the more greedy play by plussing it, but if it survives one turn, you know, we got our value out of it, and it can survive an attack from this as long as they don't have anything with haste coming down. We're good to go. And if we get them to use a burn spell or something like that, I mean, it's a 1-for-1, so it's not too bad. There we go. We got our value. We got our value, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we have green, blue, white, red. I was gonna try to hit a Kami War here, but I don't know if that's the play. I think this is actually just a play. As much as I wanted the Kami War there, I think that's the play. Tough. Would have liked to get that down. All right, well, we're down to 2 cards in hand, which is not ideal, but Teferi can draw us a card next turn. Hopefully, if we find a land off the top, and then we can Kami War something that they play out this turn as well, putting us in a pretty good position here. We'll see. 2-drop. They do have a 2-drop. Ooh, it's a good one too. That guy is no joke. All right, so Teferi minus get a land and then Kami War, or do we just not chance it? Yeah, let's not chance it here. Let's tap this for red. Plus. And then Kami War. Bada bing, bada boom. We're in there, baby. All right, so Codex is almost online, ready to go, but it does cost 2, which is a bit of a bummer. We need to find some more lands, man. Fleetfoot Dancer, that has haste. Oh, there goes Teferi. You're kidding me. I needed that, bro. I needed that. This is huge. This is huge. This opens up the Codex for free. But I actually think I want to go Teferi instead. Ooh, Leyline Binding, and of course, though, we only have this land, which is not going to activate it, but I do want to keep it, obviously. Guess in hindsight, knowing that that was a potential card we could have found, we would have auto-tapped it differently, but it is what it is. All right, it's fine. We make a block here for sure. Protect Teferi at all costs because we get double Codexes, and we can Leyline Binding this next turn. Just pure bliss. What's about to happen now is pure enjoyment. Let's go. Let's go. Beautiful. Just beautiful, man. Oh, this is gonna be nice. Here's where we start to take over the game. Your Fleetfoot Dancer is not gonna be able to do anything in front of my my big dragon. All right, my turn. Really, you're gonna let me on tap with all this extra things to do? I don't know if that was the move. Another land. We could definitely use more land. Always. Always. All right, we're going to attack with our dragon, and then we're going to untap it. No. Yeah, no thanks. You're not killing my dragon. But it was a nice try. It was a nice try. I respect the maneuver. If you have like another kill spell here, I'm gonna be so bummed. Nice. All right. We hit for 8. Bada bing, bada boom. You're back to 20. We're starting back over. Fresh game now. Boom. And Codex again. My goodness. This loop, this little loop we got going on here, it is ridiculous. All right. That's fine. He can have it.
I hope you're ready to lose.
+1. So you're gonna try to focus in on getting this big enough to get through my Kami War, huh? All right, we'll see if you can pull it off. I don't think you will be able to, unfortunately, but we'll see. there's the scoop. I was gonna go over the top, kill the Wandering Emperor, on tap everything again. We still had the Leyline Binding for one that we could have taken the Fleetfoot Dancer from. I mean, they were in a lot of trouble there. Once this whole system is online, it is really, really hard to beat, especially when we have really good answers like Syncopate come off the top like that. It is so good. Now imagine if we drew our extra turns, man. Holy. I mean, no complaints from me here yet. I thought for sure we would have dropped the game by now. I'm just really, really scared to find that we run into an aggro deck and we're not ready for it or prepared for it, but it seems like we're holding up pretty well. Opening hand here. It's a hand. I don't think we can keep it though. It's much better actually. Is the Lotus really that important right now? I don't think it is. I think I'd rather have the Kami War honestly in the opening hand here. All right, so red blue doesn't necessarily mean drag to the bottom is going to be very good, does it? Unless I see a black source come down here, it could be Grixis. We will see. Drag to the bottom already maxed out. Darn it. Unable to stop that. Wish I could have. If I'd gone first, maybe, but unable to stop it right now. Okay. Doesn't really matter what we go for here. So let's go with white and pass the turn. All right, Fable the Mirror Breaker doing its thing. We got to deal with this little 2/2 for now, creating them treasures, which is a bit of a bummer. I would imagine that we might be up against Bombardment, if I had to take a guess as of right now, because we've only seen, you know, red and blue. All right, that's fine. We're going to have to let these slide at this point. Syncopate might have to hit the Bombardment, you know what I mean? But the Bombardment, I think, can come down next turn, can't it? I don't know. Not 100% on that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, 6, 7. Yeah, it can definitely come down next turn. And I'd rather get the drag to the bottom on both of these if possible. So we'll just hold the Syncopates then. Hold the Syncopates. I don't necessarily think this is going to be a good game for us here because again, drag to the bottom, not necessarily a great card here, but I mean in our situation currently it is, but this is just a bad matchup for us. I think the spell costs less to cast if opponent casts 2 more spells this turn, counter target spell. Okay, all right, here we go. Are we going to see the Bombardment come down? This is kind of the moment of truth here. If they have it, they're going to cast it on this turn, I would imagine. Nothing. All right, drag to the bottom it is. I have a feeling this is just gonna get countered though. Yeah, this is a weird deck. It's a weird deck that we are not prepared for right now, so looks pretty bad for us, to be honest. If we just lost, you know, our best potential answer, and now Kiki Jiki can now make copies of these goblins, giving them even more treasures. They only got 3 cards in hand, which is nice, but my Syncopates completely, you know, were tapped out, so not helpful. So if they have something big here, they're free to cast it with no scrutiny. But they just passed the turn, it looks like. I mean, Kami War seems fun, but is it going to resolve? Probably not. We have to try, though. I don't have anything better to do here. Oh, you know what? I can't cast the Kami War because we take 1 damage. That puts me to 6, puts them within lethal. So, gonna have to go with the Teferi. Teferi is gonna hopefully have to get us there with its minus ability. Hopefully finding another drag below. Yep, they have 6 treasures. That'll do it. That'll do it. It's fine. My allergies are going crazy anyways. I gotta blow my nose, but good game. Opponent does take this one down. Make it easy and go on to the next one. Let him finish it out here. All right. GG's. We were just a little too slow there. A little too slow. It is what it is. Yeah, being able to answer those fables early would have been really good if I had like some leyline bindings, maybe something like that. Would have been super helpful. That's pretty solid. This is pretty solid. All right, let's go with the white source first, just in case we hit our leyline binding. Blue, black. Okay, yes, yeah, so we need that. Okay. Ronin. Oh, brother. Drag to the bottom is probably going to be pretty good here, but Ronin is a card that just keeps bouncing in and out of the battlefield, which is so annoying. It's such an annoying card. Leyline binding would be the perfect answer for it. All right, here we go. Another samurai, or Ronin, I mean. All right, well, we do draw Teferi, which is helpful with the Codex and the Lotus. We do need more lands, though. I'm surprised we haven't hit any more lands yet. Ronin comes in. Okay, sure. Get hit for 3 here, putting us down to 15. 15, no problem. Oh, syncopate off the top. What are we doing here, game? Help me out here. Just need a single land here. We have 27 in the deck, so for us to find one would be pretty easy, I would imagine, right? Gotta play it this way just because we need to make sure we slow him down here a little bit. Actually, a pretty good argument to be said to have done that on the Ronin, huh? Yeah, I probably should have done that on the Ronin. So be it. We're gonna take another 2 for that mistake. Hopefully that doesn't cost us. Did that creature just hit me twice? Yo, what's going on here? I mean, come on. We have 27 lands in the deck. Help me out, game. Help me out a little bit here. All right. This is one of those times though where we're gonna actually find a land right when we need it, but it's gonna be a tap land. Watch, I guarantee it's gonna be another 3 color land, and we're not gonna be able to do anything anyways. Taking 2, at least the pressure, you know, stopped a little bit there. Yep, there it is. What do I say? Happens every time. It happens literally every time. Ay, ay, ay. Another land here. Great, but it doesn't matter. We're too late to the dance here. Okay, Goldhound, sure. Doesn't have haste, thank goodness. But they do have the smelter, which can sacrifice an artifact, creating another bigger artifact creature. They take out the synthesizer, which gives them another creature. At least they can't cast it, I guess. Is this lethal? I believe it is, right? Yeah, it's lethal. It is what it is, man. I mean, we got super unlucky in that game. I don't even care that we lost that one. The last one for sure was it was just a hard L because of the matchup and going second. You know, it is what it is. But this one, I mean, that's not our fault. We took a 3-land hand and didn't find another land, and you know, just brutal. Brutal. All right, we got to recover from that one. That was tough. That was tough. You know, you'd think you take out a sweeper, throw in a 27th land, you wouldn't run into an issue like that at all, but here we are. Here we are. Green. Okay, that's good. That's good. We have this drag to the bottom. This is good stuff. We can make this happen. This we can make happen. Love the new Ajani avatar. Pretty cool. I like how they just updated the original Ajani. So funny. All right, do one of these. Syncopate off the top. Don't know how I feel about that right now. We'll see though. It's a good find. All right, we go with you. Into you. All right, now we just need one more land here to get the Lotus down, and then we follow up with the Teferi. Seems pretty fresh. Seems pretty fresh. Bankbuster doing its thing. All right, that's tough. Unfortunate to not find an answer there. Okay, we'll take the Xander Lounge. Take the Xander Lounge, and then Lotus, of course, next turn we plus Teferi, bang, bang, and then we got all this mana to work with moving forward, which we can, you know, march or do whatever we need to do. We have a good blocker coming down for this, which is great. Good stuff. All right, let's get this down. Timeless Lotus hits. That's 5 additional mana as soon as Teferi Plus is here. Looks like they might have some sort of 1 mana interaction. What would that be? I guess cut down, but it doesn't hit us, so that's good. Cut down is a new spell. It's a 1-drop instant speed spell that allows them to remove a creature off the field. So that's gonna hold priority a lot, man. That's gonna be that's gonna be a tricky one to play around. But we do have the Lotus, you know, is on the field. We have Teferi on the field to untap it every time. So we're in a really, really good position to succeed here, man. We really are. Don't know why they would do something like that. That just opened the door for a really good drag to the bottom. Why would you do that? I really, really don't know why that was something they thought was a good idea. I couldn't attack in there. And why not wait for me to attack the crew? I don't get that at all. I don't get that one at all. But we do get to minus Teferi, which is nice. And we find the Codex. Let's go. We had a lot of good stuff to choose from there. I mean, the best of every world there. But Codex definitely going to be the play, because it's going to allow us to get a lot of card advantage going forward, which is all we really need to beat this opponent now. Mono black is tough, man. They have a lot of really good answers. They have obviously Invoke Despair, which is really nuts. Leyline Binding, love that. You know, hold on. Let's play this. Let's play this. Give me some stuff to untap here. Maximize Teferi's Plus a little bit more. Get an extra land out of the deal. Another Codex. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. Now we're drawing 3 cards every turn. About to be 4. Okay, we're gonna be able to get through our deck very quickly now. You see how fast these codexes, though, they just gain us value in the late game, man. It's just non-stop card draw. That's a perfect Leyline Binding target. Pretty sure they're gonna just sack their own creature here in some form of manner, or maybe even just kill it with a kill spell so they can bring it back with their blitz cost. Wouldn't be that surprising, to be honest. We'll see. But an underdog is a perfect target for the binding because it can continue to come back from the graveyard. So love that. All right, they let us on tap again. This is it's gonna get really ugly for them now. It's gonna get really ugly because we're drawing so many cards per turn. Another Codex seems fun. On tap. Submit 0 on tap. Boom, boom. Another Codex draw. And another Teferi. All right. Now we just wait. Now we just wait. We have counter magic. We have March. We have, you know, we have everything we need. Still no plays from the opponent, though. What is going on with that? Very confusing. Very, very confusing. Yeah, I'm not too sure what I want to do here, to be honest. Cycle this out, yeah. I have my 2 win cons in hand here, but I have no good targets, obviously, for exiling, so just gonna hang on to them for now, and also just gonna hang on to the other codexes until the end of their turn, because I don't want to have to discard the hand size here. So let's just end our turn here. Now imagine when we ult the Teferi too. We've done that once before. I don't know if we did it in this video. I don't think we did, but if we ult Teferi and then everything just on taps over and over again. Wait, I think we did actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll be seeing ya. Didn't even need to tap a single land for that. We had all the mana we needed there with the Lotus. Love it. Absolutely love it. Gonna need to figure out another way to get another Syncopate in hand though, because another Invoke Despair could absolutely brutalize our board state here, because you know, if they get their Tenacious Underdog back, killing both my creature and my Teferi, that would be so messed up. Which is very likely to happen, so gotta be careful. Syncopate, a very important card here in this matchup. Gotta be careful not to deck myself either. I've been close to doing that before with this deck as well. Just keep on drawing. Keep on drawing cards. Another Kami War, not bad. My turn. I mean, what do we do, guys? What do we do? Do we just play a Kami War for the sake of playing it? I need to find a Syncopate, period. End of story. Syncopate, where you at? Syncopate gotta make an appearance here. Where are you at, Syncopate? Come on. I know you're in there. Oh, okay. Not good, not good. All right, let's go ahead and play out the Kami War. It is what it is. We'll have to just play it out for no value here. All right, and then what do we drop here? Probably just one of the marches. We don't need to gain that much life, really, do we? That's fine. That is fine. End our turn. I mean, the drag actually probably the least valuable card here. Actually, let's just drag and the land. Yeah. All right, it is what it is. That's how we're gonna have to do it for now. And then we still can draw 3 more cards with the Codex as well.
Vampire nor human will go extinct.
Soren's a bit of a problem, I can't lie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can one-shot it here with the march. They kept it on top. That's really scary. That definitely means Invoke Despair, I would imagine. Take care of the problem here. Syncopate, where are you? There it is. Feeling a lot better now. Holy cow. Submit 0. They discard a card. Now that I have Syncopate, I feel a lot better, because they're probably going to cast that Invoke Despair on us. We're going to have 2 Kami Wars on the field. They're going to discard another card next turn. I mean, this is going to go really, really well for us here, I think. Auto pay, sure. Let's just plus the Teferi here. I don't need to get any more card draw, and you know, having all this extra mana seems like a good idea for Syncopate's sake. And we pass the turn. No need to keep drawing cards, guys. I've stopped on that front because it's not necessary, and we're just gonna end up getting close to decking ourselves if we just keep drawing and discarding. Really? Nothing? Okay, that's fine. We don't need to draw any more cards, like I just said. Very, very strange that our opponent didn't do anything there. Very strange. We have so much mana. We could probably get to like 100 life total if we want to with these marches. Ah, Infernal Grasp. That's what you were hanging on to. 6. So I have to do this for 7. Auto pay. We will have to find another one now, though, because Invoke Despair is still a potential threat. Another one. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Bummer. Bummer. All right, we're gonna go and look for what? Syncopate? Or an extra turn? There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Let's do this. Seems fine. Seems a-okay to me. We are giving him a little bit of a leeway here to finding that Invoke Despair. We'll use 2 cards, I think, here. Why not? Leyline. Submit 0, discard your card, my friend. It's a cut down. Okay. Alright, might as well use the mana while we have it, right? Let's just throw this down. And then Teferi plus. Untap you. Submit 0, submit 0. I mean, I know, guys, I could have tapped one of their lands there. It is what it is. I'm not trying to overkill this here. I think we've got them pretty much locked down. I'm just going through the motions at this point, trying to close out this game in a good way here. All right, Sorin. Sure, again, we can one-shot Sorin again. No big deal.
No cost is
5,
well, my people's savagery.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 total lands. Maybe we can hit this for 17. 17 on this. Boom. Gain 17 life. We're at 64. My turn. All right. Exile the Kami War. Comes back. Bada bing, bada boom. We go here. Attack you. Attack you. You're going to give us a card back to our hand. It's going to pump up the Kami War. And yeah, that should be a little Scoop City, I would imagine. But who knows? Who knows? It's crazy, man. We could potentially be drawing like, you know, 5 cards, 6 cards a turn. So we got the 4 codexes. You know, we can untap it one more time and we draw one for our upkeep. That's 6 cards every single turn if we wanted to. That's crazy. We'll never not have a good hand. They give us Syncopate of all things. That basically ensures that they lose the game, doesn't it?
Never be restored now.
Seems like it. There's the scoop. It was just a matter of time, really. Holy cow, man. What another great game. Cannot believe how many great games we've had. That will conclude today's gameplay portion of the video. We're going to break down the deck and show you guys just what we did and put together here for you. But before we do so, got to give a huge shout out to everyone who's made it this far into the video. I do appreciate that so very, very much. It helps a lot with the YouTube algorithm when you stay this long. So thank you and much appreciated. With that being said, let's take a look at today's deck. Let's go ahead and combine these two together. So we have some space. All right, so a shout out to our Discord again for such a great idea. Will, shout out to you if you're out there watching. Teferi mixed with the Timeless Lotus. Now, this is a card I've been looking at for a while now. Didn't necessarily know what I was going to put it into or how to start the deck off. But when I heard, you know, Will's suggestion of, you know, Teferi mixed with this, I had to go ahead and dive into it again and check it out one more time. And of course, because we have the Timeless Lotus, we knew we were going to be in 5 colors. That was a given. And, you know, Teferi, you know, being able to untap it right away is so good, man. It's such a good combination. So I wanted to try to play into Teferi a little bit more too, because I didn't want to necessarily run 4 Lotuses because it's legendary. And it would be a little unnecessary, to be honest. With Teferi being able to untap artifacts, I thought, well, this codex sure looks good. And this was the next card I threw into the deck. And it worked out really, really well because this is a, you know, card advantage machine. You know, you could throw things in here that, you know, you can take advantage of with the Teferi. Things like, what am I trying to think of here? The Reckless Bank Buster. But you're going to be paying mana for that guaranteed every single turn, at least 2 to draw those cards and then untapping. With the Codex, it is essentially free. I'm telling you guys, almost every time we've played this card, it's been almost free every single time because we run so many triumphs. I don't even know if our mana base here is going to be correct. We'll go over it in a second. But this is what I found to be the best for me. And then from there, I knew I had to find a decent win con and take advantage of all the extra mana we're going to be having here. So obviously, Kami War was going to be that win con because it, you know, it's just probably the most powerful thing you could do for 5 mana. And then you know, you could go a little bit, you know, crazier with this because again, you have 20 mana to dump into this at, you know, at any given time because you're gonna have so much extra mana with that Timeless Lotus. So you can go even bigger with this, and I would suggest, you know, looking through some of the really big creatures like the Titan of Industry, etc., where you can kind of really take advantage of the mana dump. But we did actually take advantage of that mana dump by throwing in things that have X cost on them, things like Syncopate and March of the Wretched Sorrow. I thought these would be fantastic fits to the deck because Syncopate protects our deck really, really well. And because we're paying X to shut down whatever spell they may have, almost every scenario we end up in, we're going to end up having more mana than our opponent. So Syncopate makes a lot of sense. Also, March of the Wretched Sorrow, if you ever get behind here on the board state and you have a Lotus down on the field, March of the Wretched Sorrow can get you essentially 10 to 15 life back in a single turn, getting you right back into the game, no problem. Also, you know, speaking of life gain, we elected to play the Many Journeys, which is a pretty hot take on my opinion and on my part, to be honest, because a lot of people are running, let me go and pull up Domain here. A lot of people are running this blue Domain card, which I actually started off running myself. Is it? No, it's not. Oh, it's Kicker. I'm sorry. It's a Kicker card. I was actually running this card myself. It is Joint Exploration, a brand new card from Dominaria, where you play it for 3 essentially if you kick it, and you can draw a card and then also play an extra land on the battlefield, which is really cool. But I've realized that I actually much prefer the Many Journeys, because if we have enough lands in our deck, which we do, we play so many lands. We play 27 total lands here. You're almost always going to have that extra land to play with the Many Journeys. So I think this was just a little bit of a better card. You know, play it for 2 as opposed to waiting to play it for 3 with the other card. And then from there, we know we had to you know, slow the pace of the game down. We knew we had to have sweepers, so we had Drag to the Bottom placed into the deck because it's a great sweeper of choice. And then Leyline Binding was really good because it can come down for 1 almost every single time. So having this come down for 1 at instant speed to kill pretty much anything on the battlefield, pretty solid. And of course, I had 1 extra slot I wanted to fill, so I threw in an Alchemy's Gambit because it is a Swayze deck. We had to add a little bit of, you know, swag and fun to this deck, and Alchemy's Gambit's a good way to do that. But anyways, on to the mana base now. So we went ahead and threw in 3 of the Triumphs, as you can see here, of all the colors, which I thought was super helpful finding, you know, our domain pieces that we needed. And then I elected for 2 gates because the gates can be any color we need in case we ever get, you know, one of the Triumphs and we're missing just out on one, you know, particular color. And then from there we went with dual lands, and I went ahead and chose these dual lands here. I kind of based on, you know, what our deck is mostly running as far as colors go. Like blue and white are the most prevalent, and then black, then green. So I kind of elected to run the dual lands as follows, which I think is the best formation we can get of all of those colors maximized. But yeah, that's the deck in a nutshell. I know that was a kind of a lot to go through, but this is a really strange deck and a lot of fun, and you know, it has a lot of different weird things about it that I wanted to share. But again, you guys can run, you know, whatever sort of top end you want in this deck. It provides you enough mana to do all sorts of crazy things. Also, you know, you can run a lot of kicker spells. There's a lot of kicker spells out there that you could throw into this thing that I've seen people running. This is just my version, my preferred take on this deck. If you guys want to make changes, by all means, definitely do so. And let me know if your guys' versions are a little bit better than mine. I would love to hear your updates on this deck. But that'll do it for today's video. Before I get out of here, as always, I got to give a huge shout out to the Mardu Mob. If you guys don't know, the Mardu Mob is the membership program here on the channel. And a lot of these new people are new to the memberships because of a crazy stream we had this week. So I got to give a huge shout out to all the new members and say thank you to everybody who's helping support the channel. I do appreciate that so very much, more than you could ever know. And it means the world to me that you guys are able and willing to help support me in my growth of the channel. So thank you so much. Really much appreciated. And with that being said, guys, we're going to end the video here, and we're going to get into the next video, get that started right away. We have a Soul Tie deck coming for you guys tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. It's a little bit of a reanimation with lands type stuff. Really, really fun. Be on the lookout. It's going to be a blast. But we'll see you guys tomorrow for another video. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. Yeah. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. Yeah. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. Yeah, MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. With the upload, man, man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap, yeah.